what if the ultimate act of love means a profound loss of yourself? We often celebrate a mother's boundless devotion, but rarely do we talk about the silent battle between the primal instinct to survive and the overwhelming need to sacrifice. This video uncovers the deeply personal and often agonizing paradox of the heart of mother. And then ask yourself, would you measure love by how long you fight, or by when you finally end the fight? When love learns to change shape. The hospital room had learned her schedule. Every morning at 8, she walked in with the same small bag. Every night, she left only when the nurse insisted she rest. The machines hummed steadily like patient companions. At the foot of the bed, the doctor stood with careful posture. Doctor, gentle, professional. There has been no neurological improvement. We repeated the scans. The results are unchanged. She listened fully. She always listened. Mother, calm, measured. You mentioned there was some activity before. Doctor, minimal reflex response, not conscious. She nodded once. Then she adjusted the blanket around her son's shoulders as if he might feel cold. She was not dramatic. She did not scream. She did not collapse into denial. She read medical journals. She asked precise questions. She thanked the nurses by name. Hope, for her, was not loud. It was steady. In the hallway, father, quiet, worn down. They're saying the odds are almost nothing. Mother, soft but firm. Almost isn't nothing. He rubbed his forehead. Father, it's been 9 months. Mother, and he's still here. She believed that mattered. Time inside hospitals behaves differently. Days blur into routines. Bills arrive quietly. Insurance calls stretch longer. The sister visits after school, then less frequently as homework grows heavier. The father handles paperwork. She handles presents. One evening, as the light dimmed through the window, the doctor returned. Doctor, we need to discuss long-term options. She folded her hands. Doctor, continued life support is medically possible, but we need clarity on your wishes. The room felt smaller. The father looked at the floor. The doctor continued carefully. Doctor, we are asking whether you would consider withdrawal of support. She inhaled slowly. There were no tears, no raised voice. Mother, there is no decision. The doctor waited. Doctor, are you certain? She looked at her son. Her voice did not tremble. Mother, he's my son. No one in that room doubted her love. She had not missed a single day. She brought homemade soup for the nurses. She remembered birthdays. She thanked the janitor for keeping the floors clean. Her devotion was not reckless, it was disciplined. And yet, devotion can be both beautiful and heavy. Hope can keep a person upright. It can also keep them suspended. At home, her son's room remained untouched. Shoes by the door, posters on the wall. Dust gathers slowly. She did not move anything, not because she refused reality, but because she was not ready to live without possibility. Another meeting, another careful conversation. Doctor, there has been no change. The father exhaled deeply. The doctor's voice remained kind. "Doctor, we need your final decision." She straightened her posture. "Mother, I already gave it." There was no anger in her certainty, only conviction. Some people would call her brave. Others would call her unable to let go. But love rarely fits cleanly into one category. It fights, it protects, it hopes, and sometimes it holds on because it cannot yet survive the silence that would follow release. The machines continued their steady rhythm. She held her son's hand, present, certain, loving. A few weeks later, the doctor asked again, "Doctor, we need your final decision." She sits quietly this time, longer than before. She still holds his hand, but something has shifted, not in the machines, in her. She notices her husband shaking hands. She notices her daughter standing smaller in the doorway. She notices how tired her own body feels. For 9 months she fought, and that fight gave her something important. Time. Time to say everything she needed to say. Time to forgive herself. Time to memorize his face. Time to let the shock become reality. Her hope did not fail. It carried her through denial into clarity. That's the growth. Then, "Doctor," softly, "are you certain?" She inhales. Her voice is different now. "Mother, I'm certain that I love him. And because I love him, I won't make him fight anymore." The father closes his eyes. The daughter steps closer. The room is quiet, but it is no longer suspended. It is grounded. Hope carried her through the storm, but love taught her when to stop fighting it. Sometimes growth isn't about holding on longer. Sometimes it's about realizing you've already done enough. When love stands at the edge of loss, do you measure it by how long you fight, or by knowing when the fight has fulfilled its purpose?